Hey y'all, it's 23rd October. Just go home day out here on the railroad. Uh, Youth season comes up this week. It's gotten to be my actual favorite season of the year. Uh, there's something about taking your kiddo out there, and I mean, everybody says it in the old cliche, and you just, yeah, whatever. But until it happens, that's when you understand. So, I've got a couple good bucks. If I can keep the hounds off of them over there, from running them out of the country. Them guys, they usually like to start chasing little pregame chasing, we'll call it. But I think I can keep her one hemmed up. And she's excited, and she's got some new camo, so she's ready to go. Uh, we all know Mark's been on the hunt for the big eight, and he had a rough go. And that is part of bow hunting. And Mark, you need to keep your head up. It ain't nothing that ain't happened to any of us, and ain't nothing that ain't gonna happen to me again, and people watching again. And as much as I don't want to say it could have very well happened to you again. Every good bow hunter has these stories and these episodes, and everybody gets in slumps, and everybody has a run of bad luck. And whenever you break it wide open. I mean, I had a run for years. Sean's had his run, and I'm sure every guy on TV behind the camera on the Outdoor Channel can tell you those war stories. And you just got to keep your head up and stay focused and get right back on that horse and poke another one, man. That's the only way to get over it. We're here for you. Get your head up. Everybody, you're a great hunter. You know what you're doing, and it's like every other slump. You'll get your way out of it. For those of you wanting to know what happened, I wasn't with him, but I've talked to him. Deer come in on the string, grunted it in. He waited, watched the weather, waited till the perfect day with a perfect wind to go in the stand he'd hung the day before. And he'd seen some bucks all week, but really was just waiting on his time to get the right wind to get in there and hunt it. Did everything right. I was walking in and had a deer pushing a couple does, and you'll get some of those older does. They'll go ahead and cycle in early. He got in there, got in the thicket, had one hot. He had a doe in there running hot, had bucks all over him. And a couple hours later, he seen a tree rubbing. Got his binoculars out and seen the sticker off the side of the two that had the sticker on that 8. And grunted at him, and he come in on a string and ended up actually down underneath him. Any of you bow hunters know, honestly, the biggest buck I've ever shot at, a few years ago, it was still sickening to talk about it, but it was a straight down shot. I mean, there was no buffer at all. He was directly underneath me, and skimmed the side of him. And your bow is hitting low whenever you're aiming low. Well, he hit just a little bit low, and looks to be like it went in the shoulder and come directly out the bottom part of the shoulder. So the deer is alive. He bumped it yesterday, run down, bedded up in a creek, so he backed out, hoping that maybe, if he was going to bleed out, he'd bleed out. Went back in this morning, and deer got up on his feet again and was not bleeding, and he lives to be hunted another day. I'm going to tell you right now, I know Mark Layton, and I know he don't give up very easy. I know he's going to pick himself up. He can be right back in there after that 8 point before the end of this season's over. So let's talk about the steps that we take whenever something like this happens. The first thing you want to do, you got to do all you can to try to find it. That's exactly what Mark did. Now that he knows the deer is going to live, he's out. He's going to let that spot rest, let that deer get comfortable. And here's the thing about it. It's early, it's the rut. That deer could very well walk right underneath that very stand within the next couple days with the right hot doe, walks by, and he gets to feeling better. So Mark's going to let that spot air out, let those deer filter back in there, let the pressure off of it for a little bit. He's going to go in, he's going to take several cameras in there, and he's going to do some recon and some homework. He's going to find out where that buck's at, and he's going to go right back after him. A buck like that, you're not going to hunt that buck. So he's got a couple on the hit list. He'll probably put them on the back burner. I'd say this one's under his skin, but that's just part of bow hunting, guys. It ain't over until you got your hands around them antlers. I promise you. And I can even tell you a story about my old man having his hands around the antlers, and deer actually getting back up and taking off. And he's still sick about that story. But I'll tell you what, guys, don't ever count on it. I mean, wait, it ain't over till it's over. And Mark, tough break, but we know you got it in you. And we know you'll be right back out there doing it again and sharing it with all of us. And we're here for you, buddy. We want to see you get it. Everybody's rooting for you, and you ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. You did everything right. It's just the way it happens sometimes. So, lots of reports of a little bit of chasing going on and bumping. A lot of deer shot this last week. Several bucks, a lot of younger bucks. Some good bucks been hitting the ground too. It's definitely starting to hit out there. Really spiking, and people reporting about seeing lots of deer. A lot of people asking in situations, what should they do? Should they go on in? You get these mornings where that pressure's up and climbing, and you got a front coming through. It's rain, and these high bluebird skies are hitting, and you got the right wind to get in that stand. It's starting to be that time of year where you got those good cruising spots. Be a good time to catch one looking. Get around bedding areas. They're going to be walking by those bedding areas, especially on the downwind side of them, trying to see if anything's coming in. Grunting and rattling is key right now. Several guys are rattling them up. They're coming to grunts. Their calls are effective right now. So fill your bag up with everything in your arsenal. Getting pretty close. You can start breaking out some scents, a few mock scrapes, especially in front of your cameras. That's the best way to tell how they're reacting. Go off away from where your stand is somewhere, and set you up a mock scrape. Check it in a couple days and see what's happening. If you got 1 or 2 bucks coming by and they're younger bucks, it's kind of iffy. You got a picture of a couple pretty good bucks coming by and checking that, then you can start using your scent. So it definitely ain't gonna run them off. So definitely use it to try to detour, like we talked about before. So either way, season's on. Youth season's coming. It's just gonna get better every day from here on out. And we are starting the final week of October, which is my favorite week of the year to hunt. They will be on their feet. Watch those pinch points, guys in the hills. Watch those ridges, and stay close into those bedding areas. I'm 100%. It's 100% about hunting the edges of those bedding areas this time of year. They will be looking there because that's where the does will be. So, anyway, good luck to each and every one of you. Y'all stay safe out there, and please let us know how you're doing. We love hearing from y'all. I love the text messages I get all the time. I mean, it's good to know. It's hard to tell sometimes just by looking at your stats on Facebook if people are paying attention, but when we get all these text messages and questions on how everybody's doing, it's just a good feeling, and we just love to talk about it, and we want everybody to be a part of it. So thank y'all again.